And we're live. Awesome. Okay, deal. Let's do this. TurboTax it is. All right, so today we're going to be going over an example of TurboTax, okay? I've got some redacted tax forms I can use. And if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments section, and I will address those as we go. But in the meantime, I do have some material that we can kind of go through, just, to see how I would do TurboTax. It's been a little bit since I've taken on TurboTax, exactly a year, because I haven't done this in a little bit, but I know how the taxes should look. So we'll make sure they look like that. I know TurboTax is always a little wonky, but we'll go through this one by one. All right, so we're going to start here with the TurboTax, or with the W-2. This is basic stuff a lot of people have here. Got a W-2, looks something like this here, and we're going to enter this in. So let's do this. Wages and income, I'm assuming. Let's get started. All right, TurboTax, what you got for me? I got the premium version. Look at that. And if you are looking to help my channel out, make sure you do use the link in our description. Click that TurboTax link, and it helps me. I get a little bitty piece of whatever you pay for this thing. Your fee doesn't change. I just get a little piece of that. So help out our channel by doing something like that, okay? Here we go. Does the income from last year's returns still apply? Look at that. I had a lot of bogus stuff. You know what? I'm just going to say, yeah, I do. Man, they make it so difficult to finally get to the part where you actually need to put stuff in. Did you withdraw money from your retirement account? I'm just going to say I'm not sure for now. I'm not sure. We're just going to do, did you own or control a foreign bank account? So obviously, if you did one of those, let's see this one. Learn more. What do they tell us about this? So if you had, what are foreign accounts? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's not in the U.S. Yeah, duh. Okay, so it's a yes or no question. I'm going to say no on this. It's rare that, someone does, but sometimes people do. Okay, so I'm going to do the W-2s here. I'm going to start this, and I'm going to do this manually, hopefully. All right, we're going to enter in a bogus EIN. EINs, just so you know, those are here. They would be located right there. And you would put that in on that last screen. Here you go, like that EIN. That's what this, box B, there it is, right? Box B. Pretty straightforward, though. And then we're going to hit continue. How would you like to add your W-2? I'm going to say, I need help deciding. That's funny. Upload it from my computer. Let's see what happens when I do that. Hit continue. Okay, I'm going to do a drag and drop from my other screen here. See what happens. It's redacted, so it's going to probably look a little funny when it comes through. Again, if you do have questions, be sure to put those in the chat box there. I'll do my best to maybe just jump to your question right now. I mean, I'm just kind of going over some sample stuff that I have. So anyways, you would want to make sure that, whatever you uploaded from your W-2 here matches what's on TurboTax, okay? But a lot of my stuff is blank, so it's all going to be blank. Obviously, you can, make changes. You can edit this stuff. So there's me. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's say it looks good in my case. And then here we go. Wow, so this is really where the rubber meets the road, right? We want to make sure all this stuff matches. So maybe I can do something like this. Voila. And then I can do this here too. Oh, nice. You can kind of see the two things at once here. Okay, so we make sure, all these boxes match up is really what it comes down to. And they all are kind of lining up pretty good here. E4, I'm just going to double check. There we go. Good job. TurboTax. Okay, so it didn't actually record these here. So I would do that, right? C is one of those. You'll see that right there. We'll just put the amount, 48 bucks. Add another one. And it's also got this code DD here as well. Okay, so we're going to put that one in there as well. 9373.86. Okay. What else do we have here? We should have this information from the state, right? We paid state taxes. So California, there should be an employer ID number there. Again, I did redact this, so keep that in mind, all right? But let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go, 8. These all came through, correct? Boom. All right, this looks good. Awesome. You're on track to get your biggest refund. Oh, thanks, TurboTax. I hate how it does this because essentially it kind of like tricks you into believing that that's where you're at. But like it shouldn't. I mean, when I do taxes for people, I never even tell them until I actually get to the end of the return because then people get excited. And I've seen this, people come to me saying this stuff. Well, I had a refund and then I put something else in and then it says, oh, why? Lots of factors here, okay? All right, so how would we review that this W-2 got input correctly into TurboTax? So we'd come here, hit File. I believe that's how we do it, right? Okay, Start. How do we do this? Come on. It should just be able to like print the return. It should be such an easy, simple thing. Oh, looks like that. I got to pay a little bit of something. Okay, that makes sense. I should be paying for this thing, which I will do. Okay, for now, I guess we're going to skip making sure that that is getting done properly, and we're just going to move on to another form that we have here. Let's go into this form. This is a 1098 mortgage interest statement. Essentially, we own a home, we have a mortgage on there, and we're paying mortgage interest, and we want to get that deduction on there, right? Mortgage interest received. What else does it have on there? It's got some good information on property taxes you're paying, and if you have, let's see here, a home office for your business, right? That hazard insurance would come into play as well. Something else that is of importance is the amount of debt that is outstanding, because the IRS put a cap to the amount that you can deduct. Well, the amount of debt that is able to deduct for interest. Shoot, I'm not exactly sure how we say this properly, but nonetheless, it's at $750. If you have debt that's over $750, this interest that you'll be able to deduct will get limited. So let's get this thing in there, huh? Get on over. There we go. Income expenses. Let's see here. Where do we put our property tax or our mortgage interest into this thing here? All right, let's search a little bit better, Anthony. You can do this. Deductions and credits. Okay, let's do that. How are we doing? I guess you're doing okay. Again, if you have any questions for me, you're watching this live stream, be sure to put the questions in the chat box. If you got a question, put it in the chat box. I will be sure to answer those questions. I'll go over it with you right now. I always get these questions on my YouTube comment section, and I'm ready to help you out. But since we don't have any, I'm going to go over some of my redacted tax forms that I have ready here, okay? There it is, 1098 mortgage. Let's take a look. Yes, we paid interest, yada, yada, yada. We're just going to say yes. Let me get this 1098 in there. Oh, geez, did we pay foreign taxes? I'm going to say I'm not sure, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. There we go. Just do I'm not sure on all these. Let me get to the part where I can put this stuff in. Oh, my geez Louise, how many things do we have? Just continue. Okay, here we go. There it is. Voila. Start. Okay, so let's do this. Review this. Needs review. Yep, here we go. Let's add this thing in. I'm going to just drag and drop this thing right on in. 1098 mortgage. Change how I enter my form. I'm just going to upload it. Let's do it. Continue. And drag and drop. Voila. Look at TurboTax getting this done. Oh no, I forgot to. Sorry. Yep, there we go. The stream isn't showing TurboTax. I am so sorry. You're right. It's not showing TurboTax. Let me go back here. I put my face and forgot to put it back to my screen. So let's see here in 3, 2, 1. All right, so here's the screen. Okay, deal. Now let's review your 1098. The lender name, we could just put bank here. What did I do? I clicked that review button. I hit change how I enter my form. I uploaded it from my computer. Continue. And I just drag and dropped. That's what I did. Okay, and now here's where it is. I'm just going to put the lender as the bank, essentially. Okay, any uncommon situations apply. Someone who hasn't, my spouse co-owns this loan. No, the seller is fine. I'm going to just say, none of these apply. This is my loan here. Okay. And look at that. Let's take a look. We got to double check that everything is entered in properly. Box 1, most important, right? How much mortgage interest did we pay? There it is. Man, TurboTax is good at this, at least. Okay, mortgage origination, everything looks good, right? This is what it missed. It missed the why did I click the button? Can I just hit back? No. And of course, pick up where you left off. There you go. Add edit. Here we go. Needs review. I guess this is what happens when you mess up like that. You got to go back through all these things. Okay, now here we go. Right, this is where I left off at. Right, it didn't put in the property taxes, but we know we paid property taxes, right? So we'll just enter that in here, 2333. So if you have taxes impounded, is what they call it, the fancy word for having your taxes in your mortgage payments, essentially, then you'll have that number on your 1098, right? If you don't have property taxes impounded in your monthly mortgage payments, like in an escrow account, then you would have to go to the county to find out what you paid in that year. You would get those vouchers in the mail, though, essentially, and either you pay them online, you pay them with a check, and you go back and find out what you paid. Should be pretty straightforward from there, okay? Mortgage acquisition date, leave this blank if empty on your form. So there's no need to, right? That does matter if your loan is over, what, 750, then that matters, because if the loan is before 2018, then you get the $1 million cap. If it's after Trump tax law changes, it goes down to 750. But you also see it here, right? So anyways, continue. Is this loan secured by a property you own? Yes. 9 times out of 10, it is. I don't think I've ever actually seen it where it's not. I'm going to say this is my primary home. Yep, primary home. So it goes on a Schedule A. Did you pay points in 16? No. I'm going to say no, we did not. We've already deducted. That's generally what happens in there, in these situations here. Is this 1098 the most recent of your loans, right? Did you refi? There it is, refi. I knew it. One of these things. I'm going to say yes, this is the only one we have. We did not refi. Let's get some detail. My gosh. This helps to know how much interest you can deduct. I'm going to say this loan is a refinance. No, it's neither of these, neither HELOC or refi. Okay? Thanks. We got it all. Boom. Done. Now it's on our Schedule A. Continue. Ignore and keep going because I reviewed another one and I came back to this one. That's fine. Let's keep going here. What else do we have? Again, if you have any questions, anything you want me to go over here, be sure to put those in the comments on the side and I'll go over those. If not, I got something else we can work on. Let's see, like interest from the bank. Let's see what this looks like, right? Let's say we got a 1099 INT from the bank because we got a savings account and it's making some interest. And the IRS is going to tax this thing. I laugh because that is kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Income and wages. Let's go. Let's find this 1099 INT, interest income is what we call this. Well, since I don't see it on this list, laundry list, look at that, of categories we can choose from, just hit add more income. Sure, it's down here somewhere. There it is, 1099 INT. Boom, start. Did you have crypto? No, this is not crypto. This is the normal savings account. That's what I'm going to say. There it is. Voila. Let's do this one. And I'm going to do, no, I'm not going to import. I'm going to do this a different way. And I'm going to drag and drop this thing. 1099 INT is where I'm going to start. Okay, I'm just going to do this one for now. Upload it from my computer. No. Here. Well, that's not how I do it. Duh, you hit continue and then you do it. There we go. Okay, and then we'll see what TurboTax spits out. See if they got it right. What was it, $13 that I had there? Not a calculator. It was here. There it is, right? $13.49, 13 bucks. Come on. There it is. All right, we'll receive it from the bank. It belongs to me. That's it. I mean, that's really the most important one on these 1099 interest income statements. Interest income, there it is. Interest income. It's rare that anything else here is filled out, but if it is, obviously, throw it on your TurboTax, but box 1 is generally what we're looking for here. Double check. My form has info in other boxes. This is uncommon. See, look at that. Doesn't. Continue. Of course, uncommon. I need to adjust interest reported on my form. No, my state doesn't tax all of this interest. Well, lucky you. Those states, I'm in California, we're going to say this is all taxed, unfortunately. All right. There we go. 13 bucks. It's in. What else do we have to work on? Well, let's see this 1099 MISC. What is this one here? Okay. This one's not ready. Well, let's look at a different one here. We have 1099R. This is like a retirement account we can work on. Okay. Ooh, it looks like I need to redact a little bit of this. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Apply and save. Continue and save. Yes. Override that thing. 1099R. Let's do it. There's nothing else on there. Okay, let's do this here. And this one here. All right, I apologize. I didn't have this one ready. Okay, there's that. And this guy here. Okay, deal. We're going to hit apply and save. Here we go. Let's look at this again, 1099R. So what this is essentially we took money out of a retirement account, and in this case, we have that infamous code 1 there. That means essentially that you took it out early, and there's going to be the hefty penalty with the IRS, and there is also the penalty with California in this case, because this is a California one. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look. Wages and income. Let's see what we have. 1099R. Let's hit start here. Yeah, we got a 1099R. So yes, we got one. First time. Let's say it's first time. Let's do that. Here's what happened. Okay, well, I got it. Let's just upload this, right? Well, you got so many questions. Change how I enter my thing. Upload this, and voila. Drag and drop. Boom. Here we go. TurboTax doing its magic. All right, let's see what you got for me, TurboTax. All right, who does this 1099R belong to? I'm going to say it belongs to me, not my wife. Okay, and who gave me the 1099R? How dare they give me one of these, right? We found something wrong with your info. Well, that's because I redacted all the information. We'll say this one, right? Financial institution. Continue, and let's fill it out. We'll say brokerage gave it to me. Oh, geez, 123 Maine, my default. We'll say Newport Beach in California, 92660. Voila. And the payer, 123456789. Continue. All right, so, well, I guess I should have gone over that one. I apologize. Let's go back. So essentially, you want to make sure, well, I guess if you're uploading it on your end, it should be pretty straightforward. But this right here should line up with like who paid you, right? What their address is. That would be all right in that section there. Let's do split screen. This will be easier. Okay, and there you go. So that's all pretty straightforward, and the payer's taxpayer identification number would be right there. Okay, I'm going to hit continue, see what else they have for me. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. The money you made or the money you took out of your retirement account is what this is. Okay, and those numbers match up, which is good. Total distribution, that's fine. The amount you paid federal income tax, there it is. Box 1. Oh, it doesn't even tell you what these boxes are. It should, but it's early distribution. You took it out before you were, what, 59 and a half. So the IRS is going to get you with the not only income tax, which is, right, your tax bracket's like 10, 12, 22, 24, blah, 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 but also the 10% penalty on that. So you can hit both there. And then the federal state, and then the state, same thing. They're going to hit you with their tax bracket, plus California has like a 2.5% penalty on this. Generally, I tell people, it's like, you want to take out money early out of your 401k, out of your retirement account, half it's going to be gone to taxes, roughly, okay? So usually we don't want to do that. All right, let's see what else. Let's make sure we're not missing anything else. Okay, these all are looking good. We'll go 14 is really where the next one is. Select a state. We'll say California. Select a state number. There it is. And there we go. And how much we withheld. I did not get that. Look at it. See, it missed that. We have to put that in there. Say 0.96. Voila. All right, so we got everything. Again, that was a big one they missed. $100, man. We paid $100. You didn't apply for it, or you didn't account for that, and we definitely need to account for stuff like that. So, all right, there we go. We're done. Of course, we're not done. TurboTax has a whole bunch of questions. Yeah, is the box? No, it's not checked, right? We do want to double check that. That's actually a good one. I mean, we do want to double check that that is not checked, that box right there. Okay, so no, it's blank. All right, how are your taxes looking so far? I guess, I don't know. Let's see. Are they looking good? Any of these situations? Of course. So what this is asking, I think essentially this is like some of the exemptions to that 10% penalty, I believe is what these things are, but none of these apply. Let's say I just took money out because I want to take it out of the retirement account. I don't want to deal with that thing no more. Tell us if you move the money through a rollover. If you did it through a rollover, what you should have here should say G right there, but if you didn't, then yeah, that's what happens. I mean, essentially, you can do it this way and then, put it back into a retirement account within that 60-day time period. We have a question. Will there be penalties if the box is checked on one and not the other? I'm assuming we're talking about this box is checked. I think that's what we're talking about, the IRA box. Yeah, I know. Taxes are so specific, right? Essentially what this is, it's kind of weird. There are two lines on the tax return. One is for like pensions, and the other one is for IRAs. So, and honestly, I don't really know why there are different lines on there, but they are. And that's what that is doing, is essentially splitting it up on what line it's going on the return. Bottom line, it's going to get taxed the same, but yeah. So it does matter, because if you have it checked here and you don't check it on TurboTax, you potentially might get like one of those, what we call C5000 notice, that you get a love letter from the IRS saying you missed income, but then you'll have to respond saying, I just put it on the wrong line. So you just want to make sure you do it right from the beginning, because you don't want to deal with that stuff. Stuff is not fun. Those are scary letters too. I get so many people that come to me with those letters. Okay, so we'll say we didn't, back to where I left off at, right? Was this a rollover? I'm going to say that, no, this is not a rollover. All right, so what do we have? We found a few other questions. Of course you got more questions for me. Bah. Do you want to use special averaging method for, nah, I'm going to say no. We're going to use it as is, okay? What is a special averaging method? TurboTax? Lump sum, if you have a distribution code A, reporting this lump sum distribution, then you may have qualifying distributions here. How do I qualify? So obviously we don't have an A here. That's actually a rare instance when we do have a code A there. Box 1, box G, or code 1, code G, or 7 are generally like common ones. Code 4 is another common one as well. But we don't have those. Okay, here we go. Any periodic payments, we're going to say no. Uncommon, these things. All right, what else are we working on? That's it. We're done with this thing. Boom. What is it going to tell me now? It's going to tell me, oh, geez, of course. Have you ever taken out disaster distribution before 23? So these are, repayments of prior year disaster distribution. So essentially in like 2020, COVID special year, there was one of these, I guess, tax breaks that you could do where you could split up whatever you pulled out over 3 years and you had to pay it back within the next 3 years is how it works. But I'm going to say no in this case, okay? So if you've been using TurboTax, TurboTax should have already accounted for that. But essentially, since I never filed through TurboTax, that's why it's asking me these things. Let's see if we can lower it. Yeah, dude, let's lower my tax bill. Then I got to answer more questions. Oh, no. Okay, let us know what type of plan Anthony withdrew money from. We'll say it's a retirement plan. 401k is generally what people take out of, okay? Very uncommon, both of these. So this is trying to write the additional tax, the penalty, right? Is there any way that any of this was applied for any of these type of payments? And if so, how much of your distribution was applied towards these payments? Because if you did, then we can take away a lot of that 10% penalty is what essentially this is saying. But I'm going to say, nope, wasn't for any of this stuff. Your extra tax bills or 10%. There you go. Yep, we know. Boom. All right, there we go. So we got all that stuff in. Let's see, what else did we do? We have... All right, so let's go back to the stream here, see where we're at. I can do one of these guys. All right, so if you are using TurboTax, if you want to help me out, click on the link in the description. I'm an affiliate with TurboTax, so I get a little chunk of the change when you do that. It doesn't change the price of your TurboTax, but nonetheless, I'll get a little bit of help. It'll help me continue doing these videos to help more people. And if you have any questions on anything you're working on in TurboTax, feel free to put it in the chat box, and I'll work on it right now for you. If not, I'm going to go back to the stuff that I have to work on. All right, so give me a minute here. I'm going to get something else out. I know there was something else that I was looking at here that had some information that I need to remove or redact before we can look at this stuff. So give me a second. Let me redact this stuff. I'll come right back in here, and we will work on this thing together. But this is going to be rental income here. So you got a rental. You want to know how to do this on TurboTax? Let's struggle through this thing together. Fun stuff. Deal. Okay, there's that. That's redacted. That's good. Let's see if I can do something like this too. I got something else for you. Rental. We'll just call this rental. R-E-N-T-A-L. Rental. Let's say cash flow. Boom. There we go. Let's open this guy up. Make sure this thing is redacted as well. Okay. Redact this thing. And let's work on this guy together. Voila. Is there anything else on here? No. Okay, good. Good. Apply and redact. All right, so let's take a look. Let's say we got a rental property and we need to report the income and expenses on this thing. So first and foremost, let's see what we got here. This is, let's say, a management company. I hired a management company, and they provided this cash flow statement because they're collecting rents and they're paying for certain things, i.e. all of this stuff. Well, I guess I don't want to continue redacting, so we're going to hit stop. Deal. There we go. All this stuff here, right? So they pay for all these types of things. So, of course, we paid those. We want to account for those expenses. But there might be some other expenses that you have, and we need to account for those as well. So if you did, let's say, pay for another plumber that you didn't like, that management chose for you, so you're like, hey, I'm going to find my own guy on Yelp, and you did that and you paid out of pocket, we want to make sure we account for that. So make sure that you do have that kind of ready to go when you go to do TurboTax. Also, another thing is if you did like a big improvement, like you renovated or you got a new roof, you renovated the kitchen, bathroom, something like that, you want to know like the total amount that you paid for that and roughly when that completion date of that renovation is, or when that, I guess the new roof came in, because we will need to what we call capitalize that expense and depreciate it. Wow, fun words, right? Unfortunately, that's what I'm assuming TurboTax is going to ask us for. Honestly, I've never actually done this through TurboTax, so we'll see what they say about this type of stuff. But let's work on a rental. Look at that. We already have a rental from last year. Yes. Okay, let's take a look at what this thing shows us. Do you have any income from rentals or royalties? We'll say, yes, we do. We have a rental income. Let's see if you're a real estate professional. Okay, so real estate professional, most people are not. You're going to know if you are, okay, there you go. It even says right there that 750 hours a year is involved in this. If you got W-2 income from some other job and you have one rental property, you are not a real estate professional, okay? You have to essentially do like all of your income from real estate. And I do have clients that do qualify for this, but there's just not very many of these. So I would say most people don't qualify for this. If this is something you think you do qualify for, make sure you read this thing about it. But I'm going to say I don't qualify for that. I spend more than 50% of my work-related time involved in real estate. So that more people can qualify for something like this. I'm going to say in my case, none of these apply. We are not a real estate professional. Most people are not, again. Hit continue. Oh, geez, and we got a freaking video on this. Fun stuff, man. Okay, well, I guess if you want to sit through that 127, you can. But I'm going to hit continue and see what we got here. We'll start with some basic info on your rental. Let's see, nickname. We'll just say rental property. Rental. Let's say Big Bear. That's a big destination here in SoCal. Big Bear Lake. It's like a mountain town up there. People go skiing and stuff. I don't have one, but that'd be cool if I did. 123 Main in Big Bear. Main Street. Big Bear. Oops, Big Bear Lake. I think Big Bear Lake is the name of the thing. Okay, California. I have no idea what the zip code is there, but there we go. Let's do that. Who owns this? I'm going to say both of us. We both do. All right, and what type of rental is this? Let's say I own like a cabin. This is a single family, okay? Those are most common that people have that I see. Tell us about your situation. This is the first year I rented. Deal. Rented part of your home. Okay, deal. There it is. Was rental rented every single day of the year? I'm going to say yes for ease, okay? Was it rented at fair market price? Yes. It always was rented at fair market price. I didn't have a family member go in there and charge them $200 instead of $1,000. Okay, why are you asking? Because it's not going to allow for all the deductions if you did something like that. Are you an active participant in rental? Yeah, so here we go. This is really common. People do this, okay? This is very common to say yes here. If both apply, say yes. If you own at least 10% of the property, yep, I own 100%. You made major decisions, management decisions for this property, such as approving tenants and authorizing repairs. So even if you have a management company, the thing is, you approved who the management company was, so that's a major management decision, and they're always kind of coming back to you to approve of repairs and such, okay? So generally, most people are checking the box yes here. Did you make any of these payments for rental Big Bear Lake, paid a contractor over $600 or more to do work for me, or made payments that require me to send a 1099 form. Okay, so you can kind of read into these things if you kind of paid a guy that, Joe Schmo to come out and do that roof repair or do that remodel for you. Generally speaking, you should be issuing a 1099 to them now, or at least having them fill out what we call a W-9, right? And if they filled out this W-9 for you and they check this box here that says, what does it say? Blah, individual, right? And they put their social right here and you paid them over that $600, you are required to file a 1099, okay? For ease, I'm going to say no. Do any of these uncommon situations apply to this rental property? Select any that do. Okay, let's see here. We were not the only owners of this rental. No, our properties, no. Okay, none of these apply. All right, that looks good. Continue, come on. So many buttons you gotta click on this thing. What type of income did you receive for this rental? I'm going to say I got this 1099 normally from property managers. I'm going to show you the 1099 that we got here, right? Here's that cash flow that you got, and here's the 1099. Voila. Look at it. It says rents right there. So 1099 miscellaneous, right? That's what it says, right? Property manager. This is really common that I do see this. So we're going to hit continue. Okay, who paid you? So we could just say property managers. Okay, let's say they have an EIN, random EIN there. Okay, goobly gop. Here we go, rents. This is what rents is in box 1, right? 22,750. 22,750. Boom. Do we have federal? This is very rare. This ever happens. I don't think I ever see this, by the way. No taxes are withheld. Very rare that does happen. Okay? So I'm going to say no. My form has other info in boxes. Nope, that's it. That's all we have. That's super common this way. Did you have any more income? No. So many buttons we have to click with TurboTax. Yay. Okay, assets, like I was describing earlier, right? Depreciated, where we capitalize. That's essentially additions and furnishing. Like I said, roofs, remodels, expenses are like, repairs, taxes, utilities, deducted fully, depreciated over many years. Okay. Why does it matter? Essentially because those are the rules. This is really why I wonder what it says here. Why does this matter? It should just say because these are IRS rules. That's what I would say. Let's see. Expenses have access to different impacts, of course. Understanding the difference can help you make informed decisions. Maximizing expenses at costs usually reduce your income. Assets are costs that are generally capitalized and deducted over time. Oh, geez, stuff I already said. Okay, continue. What expenses, assets did you have for rental Big Bear Lake? So it's a new one. Let's say we had some improvements. We'll do that one as well. So the property itself, okay, so we want to depreciate that thing. And then, of course, we had all the common stuff, like, the real property taxes, Social Security, no, definitely none of those. No other taxes. Insurance, we pay for homeowners insurance, we'll say. We had some repairs. We can kind of look back at this thing too, right? This has some of that stuff too, right? Appliance, general repair, maintenance, flooring. We can capitalize the flooring. Lawn, management fees, cleaning, HVAC. That's like a repair, it looks like. $300. HVAC does not cost that. Carpet cleaning. Okay, so cleaning, maintenance, mortgage interest. We'll say we had mortgage interest. We didn't pay utilities. We'll say the tenant pays the utilities. Some supplies, sure. Vehicle, look at cost for driving for rental purposes. Like if you had to go check on your rental, you could do something like this. That's common. Management fees we got. Professional fees, look at that. Tax prep fees, that's like my fee that I charge people to do their taxes. I always tell them we can put that as a deduction. I generally do. Advertising, I'll just say that's on the management. Commissions, no. Sales commissions paid to managers. Travel, not auto. So if you had to fly for your rental property, I guess that's one of those things that we can do as well. I see there's some couple new people. If you have any questions about your specific issue on TurboTax, you got any questions about TurboTax, you want me to jump into that right now, make sure that you do leave a comment there, and I'll jump in it right now, man. I can work on something that you're working on right now and hopefully help you out. I'm just right now just going over some random examples that I have, just kind of chugging along through TurboTax. So again, if you got one of those, make sure you put it in the comment section over there. Also, you want to help out our channel, use the link in the description. And if you click on that link, sign in through there, then, you know, whenever you do buy TurboTax, it'll help us a little wee bit here. Let's see, what else do we have? So travel, okay. If you got to fly or do something like that for your rental, if it's not close to you, you know, we can deduct that stuff too. Okay, I'm going to say nothing else, miscellaneous. That's it, continue. Let's see what we got here. Okay, deal, examples. Which of the following describes the work was done? It was repairs and improvement. Well, we have both, right? We're going to say we have the roof and we'll say we have repairs. Oh, it doesn't even, okay. Well, let's say expense, deal. I got a W-2 from IHSS as a live-in caregiver. Oh, Elizabeth, this is a good one. You know what? Let's jump into that. I'll show you how to do that thing. This is something I'm very familiar with. IHSS, in-home support services, right? And those, if they live with you, yeah, you live in there, then these are tax-free. Let's try and figure this thing out with TurboTax. It's told it's non-taxable. There you go. Do I still have to enter? Yeah, you still do have to put this. If you got the W-2, we got to put it on the tax return. So we do have to put it, but then we take it out, essentially. So we put it in, and then we take it out on like another spot. So yes, we do. Let's try and jump in. Let's do this thing here, okay? I'm going to try and help. So yeah, you got to put in the W-2 here. I'm going to add a W-2, okay, because I have to, essentially, I'll have to add another W-2, and then I'll have to take it out. I'll have to match this thing. Let's do it here, okay? I'm just going to start putting some bogus numbers in here to kind of try to chug along and help you out here. Geez, these are only two ways. Type it in myself. There we go. Okay, boom. We'll say IHSS. I know it normally says like the person you're taking care of as the employer, right? It's pretty cool how it does that. 1, 2, 3. Maine. 92660. Newport Beach. Oh, there we go. It already filled it out. Cool. Deal. Continue. And we'll say we got like 10,000 bucks from this thing, right? We'll say this is 0, 10,000. What is that? It'll be like, oh, geez, I got to do math now. Fun stuff. 0.125, I think, times 0.5 equals times 10. There it is, 625. And this is, shoot, man, 15.3 minus 12.5 equals times 0.5. So, trying to be quick with this. Okay, these might be a little off. Deal. Okay. CA, we'll do that. Blah, blah, blah. 10, there it is. Okay, done. We'll just say continue. All right, now let's double check. We'll just say, yeah, that's fine. Okay, of course. Now we got to go to, God, it's on the Schedule 1. How do we get to Schedule 1 from TurboTax? Is how we take this thing out. It's like this, IHSS, non-taxable, man, it's like a notice number, something like that. 2014, I want to guess it is. Oh, there it is, 2014-7. There we go. This is it. This is what we have to type in, that I need to fill out a form. Look at TurboTax coming in for the win here. Exclude these payments. You can explain. Do not enter W-2 wages. Instead, to enter these payments, go to the wages and income section. Go to less common income section. Start and miscellaneous. What? Okay. Well, let's do it this way. Looks like we have to do it a different way. Okay. I thought for sure. Okay, when I prepare tax returns on the software, that's not how we do it. But okay, that's fine. Well, let's follow their steps here. Okay. Uncommon situations. Keep going. See what happens. No. No. This is close. No. 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 Continue. See, all uncommon tax situations. Here we go. And it's saying, where do we go? Other reportable income, yes. Other, let's see here, business tax deductions, no. Other tax payments, no. No. Oh, come on. Let's go here. Let's do this. Income and expenses. And it says type in, let's see here. I'm following these instructions right here, Elizabeth, okay? So it's saying wage and income, which is what I did. I hit the other, whoops. Go to less common income section. Let's do that, less common income section. There it is, okay. I don't see it there. Select start next to miscellaneous income 1099. Okay, deal. Let's do that. Here we go. Start. And then what do we check? Yes on the next screen. Well, it doesn't say yes. So other income not already reported. Long term. Come on. Start. No. Back. Oh, come on, man. On the next screen, select start. Yes. You will now make 2 entries on the other taxable income screen. Right? And then, okay, so we say other taxable. Okay, well, it's not other reportable income. Revisit. Here we go. Yes. Okay, so here we go. So this is where it's telling us to do it, right? Okay, deal. So we'll say the W-2 and put that EIN is what you'll do, right? So you'll hit this, and you'll do the 10,000, right? Whatever that EIN is. The EIN would be on the W-2. If you look at the W-2, it's going to look something like this, right? Well, this is not it, I know, but this is somewhat what a W-2 looks like. That EIN is going to be like right here, okay? Put that in there, hit continue. Okay, and then on the next one, we're going to go, and it's going to tell us on here, add other miscellaneous, add another miscellaneous, and enter this description. Right, there you go. So I know that one. Add another one, and then you'll do the description as such, right here. It'll be, boom. And enter the, right, there you go, it's a negative number. So you go like this, negative 10, 1, 2, 3. Continue. Done. There you go. That's it. That's how you do it. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. Let's hit continue. So there it is. It should be. I would never advise to do it that way, though. If your W-2 has furlough, you can enter the amounts on deductions of credit, estimates of the paid taxes. Select, I would never do it this way. Okay. Generally, the way when I do these tax returns is I do enter it on the W-2 section, and then I take it out this way is what I do. It's telling us, exclude these payments from your return. Right, one of 2 ways. Okay. So this is how TurboTax is telling you to do it. I generally wouldn't do it personally this way, but this would work too. I mean, because you are explaining it, right? So that's essentially how we would do it. We would go into wages and income section here, less common income, click on this miscellaneous, right? And then we're going to say other reportable income. And there we go. That's how we're filling it out, right? You can kind of screenshot this part right here. But you are getting your W-2, boom, entering it in there, that EIN. Obviously, this is just like a bogus EIN. It's not even all the numbers, right? I think it's like 8 or 9 numbers it should be. So, and then you're doing, this is actually most important, right? This IRS notice, which is saying that if you are in home support service, right, this IHSS and you do live in, then it's all excludable from income. And I know California does conform to this notice here. So this is fine. There's no adjustments you would need to make on the state side of things. But there you go. That would be essentially to do this properly, is putting it in, taking it out, just like that. Hope that answers your question. Done. All right. Well, again, if this is helpful, help me out. Use that link in the description below. Click that TurboTax, sign back in, and then when you ever go to pay for this thing, your boy here gets a little chunk of the change, and I'd be super thankful for that. Helps me support, doing this, and I can do this stuff a lot more. Awesome. Okay, deal. Average view duration. Okay, so what else do we have here? Well, I got another 7 minutes on my time here to help people out. So, man, I'll have to go back in and do that rental thing kind of at the beginning, I think, next time, because it takes a little more time to go through and do the rental. I'll have to revisit that one. Can you show us a 1099 consolidated? Ah, that's a good one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the 1099 consolidated is just going to have like several informations on there. I don't have like a redacted one. If you want to hang on for a second, maybe I can stay on a little longer and kind of show you that. I'll kind of quickly redact one and then show you, but it'll have like what? Dividend income, interest income, and then like stock sales-ish on there, okay? And there might be some other things as well, but those are generally what I see. Give me a minute. I'll redact one of these, okay? And I'll show you how to do this 1099 consolidated, all right? If you have any like specific questions on that 1099, let me know. Like if you're stuck on something, I will, man, I'll jump in to wherever you're at. I'll try and get to where you're at and then help you out. But it's these things are pretty straightforward for the most part. I mean, I know I always say that because I do this stuff like day in and day out, but I do get it. Tax is its own language, and learning a new language is never easy. Okay, let's do this. 1099. Let's search this and start redacting here. A lot of people haven't gotten these. Where did you get? You probably got yours like early from. Let's see here, like. Fidelity, maybe? That would be one of those. All right, give me a second. I want to make sure I do not share my screen while I'm doing this. That would not be good. Okay, deal. There we go. All right, let's open up. This is not one, no. What do they call it? Okay, this should be like a consolidated one here. Deal. Let's start redacting. Okay, fun stuff. I'm just going to redact like a whole bunch of stuff on here. This is a 22, but nonetheless, same stuff here. Okay, there's that. No other information there. Deal, let's do this. Oh gosh, there's not too much information on this one, okay? But there's something we can work with. That's for sure. Deal. Let's see here. What a challenge. Try adding injured spouse relief tip. Read questions very carefully. Yeah, injured spouse is a big issue. That makes sense why you have a question like that. Man, those ones are not super easy. I would hire a professional to do something like that, by the way. Let's see here. Okay, deal. Here we go. Of course, there are lots of pages I got to redact. Let's get this done. I'll do it. I promise I will do it. Just hang on tight for me there, man. Okay. I'm going to delete all those pages. Apply. Continue. And put it in my new thing here. Save. Okay. Deal. There we go. Then let me open this thing up and delete some pages. Go back. Organize. Let's delete. 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 Yes. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Organize pages, and here we go. Deal. Is there anything I'm missing here before we move forward? Okay, this is good to go. Deal. I'm just going to rename this thing. Yes. 1099 consolidated. Boom. All right, let's jump into this. Here we go. All right. Man, I'm not so sure you say that, but Josu Martinez, let's do this. Okay. I need to share my screen. And there we go. Screenshot. The interview question sequence needs rework. Okay, well, yeah, it's a tough one, that injured spouse, that's for sure. It's not an easy one. People charge lots of money just to do those. Okay, so here's like a 1099 consolidated one, right? And yours should look something similar to this. Okay, I know it does say 22, but hey, it should be the same regardless of the year. All right, we'll have a section that has like I said, 1099 div. This is dividends they earned. There's interest income here. And I think usually this is like the big meat and potatoes, but on this one, it's not that big, is the 1099B section. This is like stock sales that were done. Okay, so let's get right into this. Here we go. Wages and income is where this thing would be. We'll go to, come on, where it is. There we go. Add edit. So investment and savings. There we go. All right, so this is it. We're just going to have to put this in kind of like one by one, 1099 interest, right? Do we have a consolidated one? Let's see. You know what? Let's go back. Can we go back now? Let's go back. Maybe something like that. Makes it easier. Maybe we go something like this. Yeah, they don't have that. And then 1099B. So that's essentially what we're doing here, right? We have a 1099B, we have a 1099 div, and the INT. So we're just going to kind of go through this one by one is really what it is. So here's 1099 INT, right? We would just hit, can we just do like add new? There's review. There's a new one here. So, you know, you could do this and log in that way. I'm going to do it a different way, right? Just kind of put it in myself. Hit continue. There's the interest. Type it in myself is what I'm going to do, okay? So essentially you'll see right here the interest. I mean, this doesn't even pop up on a return. If it's under $1, it doesn't even, it rounds up and down off $1. So this wouldn't pop up, but I'll put it in there. Let's say we got $5 here is where that would go, right? Hit continue, just so we can at least see something pop up here. None of these uncommon situations apply to me, okay? And there it is. That should be it, hopefully. There you go, okay? And then we go to the dividend section. Hit review. Go to our dividend section right here. This one's a little more complicated, a little more tricky. There's a couple more numbers we have to deal with here, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing. Enter it in a different way. Dividends. Okay, continue. See what happens when I do this. Consolidated. Boom. Whoops. Well, that didn't work like that. There we go. It drags users through the unrelated instance before injured spouse. Yeah. Yeah, well, they're kind of one and the same. The innocent spouse, injured spouse is kind of this one and the same. They're really closely related. That's probably why they're kind of putting you through the ringer on that. TurboTax likes to ask all the questions. Okay, so payers information, let's just say bank. Again, dividends. Wow, look at that. I did pretty good on kind of getting that information in there. So there it is, dividends, right? Let's do that split screen so we can kind of double check the work here. All right, get rid of that. There it is. So, oops, ordinary dividends, right? 1150. Qualified, 1130. Very different, you say. Okay, well, it's essentially the same in that they are trying to relieve the tax burden of the injured or innocent spouse. That's what that is. Okay, let's see here. A total capital gain distribution. So this is capital gains off of the stocks that you are invested in. So like an ETF or an index fund is essentially buying and trading within itself. So there's some capital gains here is what this is. But it all looks good here. Let's make sure they got this one as well. Section 199A, which is what, box 5? Yep, look at that. They got that as well. This is a deduction. This comes from, it's like a Trump tax law change, 20% you get. Obviously, in this case, not much, but you definitely want to make sure you're not missing that one there as well. Another one that is common that I do see a lot, which I don't see here, is foreign tax paid. So if you have something like that, you make sure that that is also included right there, because you can get a tax credit. It'll probably run you through the ringer of questions to do that, but you do want this as a tax credit, not as an itemized deduction, okay? So it'll be a lot better for you. Let's see here, okay? So there's that. That's essentially it. They got it all right here. Okay, Josie Martinez, if you have questions on this, let me know. And these uncommon situations apply. We'll say no. None of these do apply. Continue. Which exclusion percent do you see on your statement? Select all that apply. There was none on my thing. Go back. Why is it saying that? Our securities that did meet the holding requirements. We'll just say continue. Come on. There we go. Okay, deal. Got through that. And then the last one would be that capital gains, right? Add investments. It would be the 1099B that we have here. That would be this section right there. We got to enter this in there. Okay, again, 1099B is what that's called. So let's go here, enter it a different way. And we'll say we got the 1099B. There it is. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, stuff like that. Continue. All right, here we go. Let's enter it in. Account number doesn't matter. And tell us about your sales. Do these sales include employee stock? Oh, fun stuff, man. I have a whole video for something like this. This stuff is fun stuff, man. There's so many rules involved in stupid stuff like this, but I'm going to say for illustration purposes, no, we're not going to be doing this right now. Okay, if you do have something like this, make sure you search like my channel. I have actually a really good video on this, on how to do it within TurboTax. Okay, very detailed video. And I know a lot of these people that do get these types of things want to make sure that they are seeing the details through things like this. So be sure to check that out. Do you have more than 3 sales on your 1099B? That's a good question. I'm going to just say yes, we do. I know in this one we don't, but most people do. Do these sales include any other investments? We'll say like land collectibles. No, just stocks. Did you buy every investment listed, or are they inherited? That's not common, but yeah, I'm going to say I did buy them all. Hit continue. I mean, that does happen, but now choose how you enter those, right? I'm going to just do the sales section totals. That's generally what I do. And then you kind of like upload, right? Look for your thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'll show you how to do this. Deal, continue. Sales section. So here we go. So when we take a look at this thing, it's actually really important. Right? This is what that thing was telling us, right? Short term. So this is like a sales section right here. Okay, so we're going to enter this in as we see it. Short-term basis is reported. This is covered, right? So this was saying right there. Oh, come on. Which basis is reported to the IRS, okay? So that's what it says right there. Deal. Total proceeds, we'll just look right on over here. Total proceeds, 93. Boom. Cost basis. What did you buy it for? $134.15. Okay. Do you need to adjust this? In this case, we're going to say no. Hopefully there is no wash loss. Yeah, there is no wash loss. If there's a wash loss, you would have to adjust that. Okay. So you would say, yeah, I need to adjust. And then you would say the wash loss, like code W. There it is, non-deductible. Boom. And you would put that total in there. But for my purposes, I'm not going to be doing that. Hit continue. So it's a loss, right? There you go. You can just double check that $40. There it is. Boom. Okay. And then you could just add another one, right? If we have like another common one would be like, let's say this right here, right? Which is not reported. You could just do that as well. Not reported, right? Or if we have one of these long-term, this is also common, is reported. That would be another one, right? Long-term basis reported, right? There you go. So there's that. I'm going to hit back, but I don't have that. Let's see, continue. We're going to trash that one. Yes. Continue. Now we'll need to upload. Because you do them all kind of at once, like in this case, you have to upload a copy of this thing. So that, and it'll get filed with the actual return itself. So there we go. Just uploaded a copy. Boom. Done. Hopefully. There you go. There you go. There's your 1099 consolidated. So hopefully that answered your question there, Josie Martinez. And I think that concludes my stream for the day. If, again, you want to help me with this stream, make sure I'm still going to be doing this like moving forward. Every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific time is when I'm going to start these things, do them for about an hour, kind of help out people's situations or just go over some common ones that I see a lot. Make sure you click the link in the description below. Use that to, when you go ahead and buy TurboTax, so I can get a little chunk of this change to, again, help support me in doing stuff like this, so I don't always have to just crank out tax returns for all my clients, and I can help out a lot more people here. Thanks for checking